whether that's disciplinary action or other accountability. Hopefully we'll hear what it is.
Can we just be really clear, Jonathan, for everyone? Can you spell out why this is not just an anti-Semitic cartoon? It goes beyond that, what this is.
Let's stop dignifying it as a cartoon. It, like you said, it is propaganda. It wouldn't surprise me if this was published out of Tehran or Damascus, but it doesn't belong in the New York Times or any credible media outlet. And as we were talking about earlier, there was a shooting this weekend, the second in 6 months at a synagogue, and the shooter in his manifesto talked about myths of Jewish control and Jewish manipulation. And then they print this propaganda that literally exhibits stereotypes that suggest Jewish control and Jewish propaganda. Look, sometimes anti-Semitism is overt, like white men screaming in Charlottesville, Jews will not replace us. Sometimes it's thinly veiled, like this in the pages of the New York Times. But it is unacceptable anywhere.
And it all does damage. President Trump is weighing in on this, and when, I don't know, we just call it a Trumpian reaction to it this morning.
I think he's equivocating, actually, between anti-Semitism and his own presidency and how it's covered. He says here, the New York Times has apologized for the terrible cartoon, but they haven't apologized to me. Look, if resentment were fuel, we'd be able to power the planet forever. The president's resentments go very, very deep, especially against the New York Times. But it's interesting how he's making it about him again. The story, I think, needs to be about how this was published, how it happened, and with regards to the shooting, this online hate, this radicalization of people.
Right.
How is this happening online, and what can be done?
Yeah, and we actually now need accountability and action. An apology is not enough. Just today, in the international New York edition of the New York Times, there is another cartoon depicting Benjamin Netanyahu in sunglasses that, while maybe not obviously anti-Semitic, is insensitive, is unnecessary, and is offensive 2 days after the murder of Lori Kay in San Diego County. This is enough. Like, I don't understand why we are still dealing with this at the New York Times, at the #1 newspaper in this country and the one that shapes public opinion around the world. Like, if they are publishing this screed, why should they be surprised when people are then committing violence against Jews?
We're going to continue talking about it, that's for sure. We're not going to forget about this. Jonathan, thank you so much for being here today. Brian, thanks. Really appreciate it. Sure. Coming up for us, did the Trump administration agree to pay ransom to North Korea?